Why the gay niggas tryna fuck the straight niggas that's tryna fuck the gay bitches that look just like the straight niggas? Why the straight niggas that the gay bitches tryna look just like,
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Brielle and Seth, and we're back again with the Hollywood reviews. Clap. Today we're going to be reviewing Royce the 5'9's newest project, and it's called Allegory.
Royce the 5'9",
Royce,
also known as Nickel 9.
I ain't never calling him.
Royce 5'9". He was in Slaughterhouse a few years back. Also was in the rap duo with Eminem, Bad Meets Evil. It's been around for a long time. Just never really was like commercially successful as far as underground. He's always been one of the best underground rappers. And he came out with a new album on Friday called The Allegory. Listen to it. I'm going to give a full review on it today. I'm going to be reviewing this album using 5 different criteria. First is going to be lyrics. Second is going to be production/instrumental. Third is going to be vocals. Fourth is going to be rhythm and flow. And fifth is replay value. Oh yeah, whenever somebody get a 10 out of 10 score for any category, the opposite person is going to be taking shots of this
I feel
set.
like let's do a cocktail.
Nah, come on. The shots is you get it over with. You take it.
Well, that's what you want to do. Like,
keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. Like, we can't be sitting around here waiting for you to finish your drink.
A shooter.
So we're going to go ahead and start off with lyrics. For the lyrics, what'd you give it?
What you
think? Come on, y'all. Oh my God. Please.
All right. For the lyrics, I gave it a 10.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
I gave it a 10
I'm
because
you just saying shit. It's just expecting to come out of nowhere and it just.
I want to air horn. But no, seriously, for the lyrics, I gave it a 10 because why wouldn't I give it a 10? I mean, let's talk about all this black excellence. It was just black excellence from the beginning to the end. Like, how could I not give it a 10?
Okay.
Like, it was the blackest of the blackest project of this year. I mean, it's still early, but
yeah, right.
It might have been the blackest project of last year too. I don't know. I mean, I think it was.
Gotta sit down and think about that.
But anyway, I just felt like in a time where I was yearning for something like this, where I was waiting for Kendrick Lamar, this showed up and it's holding me over, and I appreciate that. So I just felt like lyrically, it's like, what can you say? Like, I mean, it was lit. From the beginning to the end. Like, it was like, I felt like it was like conscious rap, but not conscious rap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like trying to force like something, you know what I mean? Like an agenda, but it was also like, you know, I'm gonna put y'all on to something, but I'm still with the shit too. Like, it was like kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, so I really liked it. I really couldn't find a reason to not give it a 10. Like, it was no reason for me to not give it a 10. I mean, the lyrics were on point. Like, I just felt like it was immaculate. Every verse that he gave, I didn't find a problem with any one of them.
Okay.
What you?
All right.
Well, let's pour your shot. Because
I already drank my shot.
No, you're not.
Okay. Yo. All right, yo. Whatever, yo.
You must think I'm crazy. You must really think I'm crazy.
Dang. You ain't see you drink your shot, so they only count.
You might as well get mine ready because I already feel.
Yeah, for the lyrics, I gave it a 10. Yeah, you
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
was ready. And
watch my phone, dude.
to the tippity top.
I just paid it off.
All right.
Cheers.
Okay, so for the lyrics, I gave it a 10. Really, it's a lot going on in this album. And I probably still didn't like get most of the meanings out of these songs.
Likewise.
And like
that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, like this is gonna be one of those ones that I'm gonna listen to over and over, and then like just one day I'm gonna find something new in the song, type shit like that. The intro starts it off basically talking about like poverty, and basically changing your perspective and how you think about things, how blacks in America are profited off, and basically when really we should be the ones who making the majority of the profit or damn near all of it, and many more in the intro. I think he just was trying to set the tone for like mostly everything that he was going to talk about in the whole entire album, because honestly that verse was like, there was a lot of shit just like he just kind of throwing out that was real shit, and it was a lot of different content, but it just was kind of all over the place a little bit on the intro. But I think he just was trying to set the tone of all the different shit he's going to try to touch on through the album. And then moves on to Dope Man, where he basically talks about like he tries to put you like first of all with Dope Man he uses a sample from NWA, so it's kind of like putting you back. It's kind of putting you back in the 80s. And that's exactly what he was trying to do, because he throughout the verses he's talking about the 80s and the war on drugs and how the government put crack in the black communities to fuck up the community, but at the same time he's talking about like just how people were profiting off of it, and at the time it seemed like a great thing because a lot of people were getting rich off of it. Like a lot of black people was getting rich off of it. But at the same time, it was also destroying the community. Right. So, but y'all know that already. You should.
But do they though?
Right. So, that next song, I Don't Age, talks about basically on this is just like the first song that he really like just kind of just raps and just like kind of just is on his I'm better than every other rapper shit type shit. Yeah. Like talking this shit type.
Which I like that he was able to be a little bit light, like not too heavy.
Right. And then he talks about like how he's still in his prime, and then like at the end he puts in like a message of like how important it is to like live like a healthy lifestyle. Pendulum, one of my favorite songs on the album.
Sorry,
that. He talks about basically just like how most people in the music industry are getting fucked. Again, talks about like how we're getting pennies compared to what like basically a lot of artists are getting pennies compared to like what the actual music and labels and everybody are getting.
I like the reference with the $1 million, but then like you really not.
And then basically like throughout the song he kind of like fantasizes about like creatives like learning their worth and then like overthrowing the rich. Basically like he says like, oh, it's the world so he's a pencil. And I think he says something like I forget what he signed about the rich will eat the poor. I mean the poor will eat the rich or some shit like that. And that's, I don't know if he's going back to like when Tupac said that, so I know that's like one of his influences.
But that's also in the Bible.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Meek Show and
he probably did get it from that because I'm pretty sure his last album was Book of Ryan. I know his name is Ryan, but it was a Bible reference, I guess. So it probably was from that, but who knows?
But I think so. I think it's like a double.
Probably is.
He's a rapper, so why would he not?
Yeah, I'm sure. Right. I'm sure he knows that, and according to Wikipedia, that's one of his influences. So, I'm gonna talk about the next song is Overcomer. Had to throw this in there because I guess he felt like, I mean, as far as lyrically, I guess this song is most famously known like for him dissing Yellow Wolf, and had to throw that in there because apparently he feels like he's a culture vulture and he's doing more profiting off of the culture than actually what he's actually doing for the culture. So I guess he
we
felt
have to
some
have
tight
a
with
serious
that.
talk about that.
I don't really know much about Yellow Wolf to even say
Well,
what
me
he's
either,
doing
so I
and what he's
don't
not
know
doing.
anything.
Like,
I
I don't
don't
listen
even
to
know
him.
not one song.
Right, I don't listen to him. I just know he's a rapper, a white rapper. I don't really listen to him, so that's that.
A whole nother
That's that, right? So I don't know. Like when he first started dissing, I'm just like, what? Like Yellow Wolf? Like
I mean, it's interesting because one could say the same about Eminem, but I guess that's why he threw that skit in there. But that's a whole nother conversation.
He also said on one of the songs, he was like, I think he said something like, I hate when Eminem disses somebody who he's like clearly better than. He said that. I think he said that in one of the bars. And it's just like, nigga, you just did the same thing, bro. You did the same thing. You dissing Yellow Wolf. Like,
I mean,
I guess he felt like it really needed to be talked about. So I guess that's why he made that song.
felt like it needed to be said. I mean,
but yeah, let's move on. Move on to the next song, Thou Shall. I just wanted to throw this one in there, just because I feel like him and
that's on my list.
Kid Vicious killed it.
Kid Vicious went in.
Right, yeah, and
the features.
And later I found out that Kid Vicious is actually his younger brother. So I wonder why I never heard him like anywhere else. But I guess that's because maybe he just doesn't rap like that, or he just.
Well, he deserves.
Yeah, he killed that shit.
In the forefront.
He killed that shit. So
yes, he did a very good job.
Fubu.
I love
with Conway. I like that one too. He basically on that he's mostly just talking about how he's better than everybody else. And rapping another one of those type joints. Upside Down.
Oh, I love that song.
Oh my god. That's definitely the hottest song I heard so far this year.
I'm telling you,
it's bars in it, and then he's talking about a lot of shit in there. From how he'll never go from like sacrifices bars for radio play. He's talking about even the last line in it where he says, "Black women want to be built like cartoon characters." Eric Cartman. Like when he said that, I was like, yo, because you know they call Eric Cartman fat ass on South Park. They always call him fat ass. So I'm pretty sure that's what he meant by that. And then he said there bears a striking resemblance to Sarah Bartman. And like
it was a lot of. It was
she
a lot
was like
of
she was like the chick who basically who was like in the freak show because of her ass was so fat. Mm-hmm. A black woman or whatever back in.
I don't think people
like
know
slavery
about it,
days.
That was a long time ago. But remember when Kim Kardashian did the thing where she was posing like her, and that was not appropriate at all.
Yeah, she did
but
that.
But people don't know about that. So I mean, the miseducation is a problem, but that's a whole.
It's ignorance, but you know,
right. I mean, that's a whole nother.
And then the last one I just wanted to touch on was Tricked, where in that one he's basically just talking about how we're brainwashed at this point, and we're brainwashed to believe and focus on a lot of shit that really doesn't matter or really isn't as important
at the end of the day.
as either media or others make it to be. Like he even talked about how people are tricked to believing that degrees, like in college education, is automatically going to get you a good job. But then one of them he said something like the degree's not going to get you a good job because you got that ghetto name, or so he said something to those lines.
That's what he said.
And it's just like, and I've seen this firsthand because a few weeks ago it was Valentine's Day, and I'm sitting there filling out these little Valentine's Day cards for my son and all the kids in his classroom, and
you're talking about the one with the Z.
And then I just started to see some of these kids' names, and it's just like what are y'all doing? Like, I think one of them was named Zion, or not Zion. No, one of them was named something crazy.
Zaria or something like that. Zaharia.
No, it's one worse than that. His name was like, one of them's name was like Prince something. Like his name. I mean, Prince,
and a lot of the times the way that it could be a regular name, but the way that y'all trying to spell the name is like, right. Why don't you just leave the name alone?
They make up their own spelling for some reason.
Like, it is what it is.
So
this is how you spell the name.
I mean, that's definitely something that he's true. He's speaking correctly, like, because you're not gonna get good even if you got a lot of education and you write your name on an application for a loan, for for a college application or for a fucking job. Like, people gonna see that and they gonna see it's an automatic thing to know that you black, and it's, some people just have that in their mind that like black people just aren't smart or either can't do some of the jobs or do some of the shit that white people do.
And then at the end of the day, if you got Shantae resume next to Rebecca's, they're going to go with their own, just like we're supposed to go with our own, which we don't do, but we should. But they're going to go with Rebecca. Like, Shantae could have, like, Shantae could be able to relate to the demographic more, but that doesn't really matter because
with me, I just look at it like, man, just get your kid in the door. Like, as far as like an interview, like get your kid at least to sit down at that interview, even if they thought they was white when they first heard the name. Now I got the chance to come in here and show you exactly what I really know. I mean, we have to stop setting our kids up for. Yeah, you got to set them up for success. That's it. You need them to be better than you are. And if that means that you give them a name that sounds like it's white, then so be it. Like, it don't matter. We, in a perfect world, we can name our kids whatever the fuck we want. You can still have
ethnic names, but why do we have to spell Daquan Dakwon? Like, why we can't just keep it the way that it's supposed to be? Like, why do we have to do all of this stuff to the name? Like, you want to be different, well then pick a different name. That's not everybody have. You want to be so different, then don't pick a regular name. Like, don't pick a regular name. Right. If you want a different name, you want your child to have a different name, then pick a different name. Don't spell it differently. Just pick a name that's different. Right. It's only but so many ways you could.
Right, we on a crazy rant right now, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to production.
You have to do better. It don't make no sense.
What'd you give it for production?
Oh, you know, I'm right back at it with a number 10.
God.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
Let me tell you why. So.
How you jealous shit though?
Cause that's how you was. And they said that. Somebody in the comments, I'm not gonna say no names, but you know who you are, and I know you, and you know me. Somebody said that I don't be letting you live. They said something of that nature.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You gonna tell.
I'm gonna keep that same energy.
What? Like,
I'm gonna keep that same energy.
Nah, you don't. You do be like kind of like, you know what I mean?
Do you really think I do?
Like on this show. All right, yo. Come on, yo.
For production and instrumental, I gave it a 10 for a couple of reasons. One being that I liked every beat on here, and I felt like every beat was done well. I felt like it was nostalgic vibes, and I felt like, but it was still modern. I felt like some of the samples that were in play, I felt like you could reference where they were from, but I felt like he took it to a level where he made it his own. And then also, he produced his own album, so...
Oh shit! I heard he was producing his own music, but I didn't know this album, like, he produced his whole thing.
Yeah.
This shit.
That don't make no sense. This is his first time producing. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, this don't make no sense. Right. Like, I cannot not give you a 10 for this. I mean, I didn't even know that he did that before I gave him a 10. I found that out after the fact. Okay. But once I found that out, I was like, I really don't have any reason to not give him a 10. Like, I felt like even though it was his first time producing, he still had a lot of versatility.
Oh my God, yes.
I feel like, I don't know, I just liked every beat on the album, and I feel like he did a really good job. Every song to me had a good beat. Like, I feel like it went with the song. Like, I feel like, you know how sometimes like you'll listen to a song and you'll be like, oh, this verse was written before the beat, like before they even got the song. Right. I feel like it was the opposite way. Like, I feel like he had the beat and then he made like the song to go with it. Yeah. So I really like when artists do that, because to me that's more genuine. It's not like, oh, I had this verse and I'm gonna find a beat to go with it, which is fine too when it works. But I feel like when you do it the other way, it's more organic. And I just felt like for him to be a first-time producer, or I don't even know if he's a first-time, but for him to produce this is his his first production for himself, I guess. I feel like that's a big deal, and I feel like these beats were really, really good. So I gave it a 10.
Okay. I also gave it a 10.
I know.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
I know.
All right, from production. Even from the first track, where he starts it off with Derek Grace and his daughter, basically just talking about like basically the shit that should be important, and instead we in school learning about fucking fractions and shit.
Never use a fraction.
Right, like, and I mean, you might as well. I don't understand. I'm not even gonna go into that, but fractions is kind of useless, and it's a lot of other shit in school that's useless. That I'm pretty sure most kids should probably know the shit that he was talking about before. At least most black kids should at least know what the fuck he was talking about before they learned some fucking fractions. But
I mean, I went to college and I have a degree. I've never used any of this in my job.
I mean, fractions are really just decimals. So
what I'm trying to tell you is
our measurements. So I mean, I guess it's important in that sense, but
you can break that down. Like it's not like
exactly.
something that you need to hone on for years and years and years. Like we're not.
We spent like a whole year doing
You don't need to know that. And then I go to work and I've been doing all this math all this time. I go to work and everything is already done for me. I just put what the patient name in the computer and they tell me to pop 2 pills or do whatever. Like I don't have to break down. Like I don't have to do any. I don't have to do any of that. Like I don't have to do any of that.
Facts. So it starts off with that, and then it kind of like goes into his verse. Next song, Dope Man, literally is like an instrumental and just like some type of talking or something
the
for at least like
on that song.
Yeah, it's like for like 2 minutes before he even starts to rap. And I love it when like an artist can do that, and I'm still like in the song, like I'm still listening. It's not like he played the instrumental and I'm sitting here bored. Like, when is somebody gonna come on and rap? Like, what's going on? Like I wasn't thinking that in my head. I'm sitting there just enjoying the instrumental and enjoying what he put together as far as. I felt
like in that point of the song, I was in like a LA Watts riot or something. Like I don't know what when I listen to music, it like just like takes me. I prefer music because music is an escape for me. So I prefer it to take me to a place, and I felt like that beat. It was just like you said, it was easy to just like kind of like you didn't want to rush it. You didn't feel like you had to.
Right, and then it goes into next song. Pendulum, and that's just like super airy beat. It's just, I don't know, man. What can I say about this? This beat is just crazy. Yeah, and it's crazy. Instrumental, very airy boom bap type record. But it's just something you don't hear that often today, you know.
You think it's coming back?
I mean, definitely with like this and
Royce.
But it's never gonna come back like fully because.
Well, no, because niggas is niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas will always be niggas.
Yeah, they want to hear that, and I ain't gonna lie, I want to hear that shit sometimes too. But,
of course.
But it definitely should be a lane. It should be a lane for all this shit. Like, and I appreciate the lane they niggas who still making this type of music is doing. Like, next song I want to talk about as far as production was Fubu. With Conway. That was also a crazy beat. Just sound like something that another airy beat, but it sound like, I don't know, just it's crazy. Like I only know, like I'm trying to figure out how nobody else has made like beats like this.
Right.
Then we got Overcomer. It's just like just super polished and just beautiful sounding. I like shit like that, especially when they.
I feel like he a perfectionist because it was like.
Especially when like it sound like the music sounds like that, and it's just like you're not supposed to have a nigga come on that joint and just start yelling boom 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 boom. Like it just don't sound like no shit like that. But at the same time, it still sound good like over that. So
yeah, that's ass.
So I just feel like it's super creative. As far as that. Also want to talk about Upside Down. I couldn't leave that out because that beat is fucking ridiculous. Again, like the lyrics on it is ridiculous and the beat is ridiculous, which leads me to saying like what I said earlier. It's probably the best song I heard this year, like so far, and definitely it's in the runnings for the song of the year for sure. Early runnings. in my book. And shit went out. So
I was about to say,
yeah. So let's move on to
first we gotta take these shots.
the next category, vocals. Yeah, but
you never know.
First you gotta take these shots.
You just never know.
Oh my god, man.
You just never know.
No, because you fucking drawing, you know?
I'm drawing. Talk to your guy, Royce.
Oh my god.
He snaps.
I know, but that don't mean you gotta give
All
a 10 for
right,
everything.
vocals. I didn't give a 10 for everything.
Alright.
You don't know what I did.
I'm just saying.
For vocals, you guessed it.
Yo.
Number 10.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
I gave it a 10. Again, I couldn't see why I would not. I couldn't find anything wrong. So for him, I'm gonna do vocals. Talk about him first. I understood every word he said. I still have to go back and listen. I already listened to it 4 times, but it's still some stuff that I feel like I missed only because it's something that you have to sit and listen to and like think about stuff. So that's the only reason why I feel like I would have to listen to it again. But his voice was crisp, clear. Everything he said, I understood. And then as far as his features, everything was placed perfectly.
He could actually sing too, though, but he didn't even sing on here.
No, but
he couldn't sing though.
Who is Ashley Sorrell? I need more. Like I'm in. I'm here. I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan. It's no project. Like who is this girl?
I don't know.
She is like Lauryn Hill to me right now. Like because she's singing, rapping, singing, whatever. Like you know what I mean? Like whatever. Like whatever song she was on, it fit perfect. Like she was literally like on a lot of the songs, but it was like a little bit different every time. She was like a spoken word. Then she was doing a little bit of singing. Then she was doing like actual rap. Like this girl, I'm looking forward to this girl. I don't know who she is. I've never heard of her. I don't even know if she have her own thing. I don't know. Do he have his own label? I have no idea. Like, but whoever this girl is, I am tuned in. Like, I love her voice. I love her sound. I really couldn't find a reason to give it anything other than a 10 from Royce himself and then from the features. Ashley Sorrell, whoever you are, I love you, Seth. We had Conway in there. Yeah, like every person he had, Kid Vish, every person he had on there just like killed it. And I just feel like it wasn't features just put on there just because like a lot of people just put features on there. But no, I feel like every person was able to hold their own, and I feel like it was just well-rounded. I loved it. I guess you gave me
for vocals, I gave it a. What is you doing?
I'm not in a mood.
I gave it a 9, but
all right.
Honestly, I don't really see what the fuck I could say like to give it a 10.
Personally, I couldn't either. But
I really like thought about it. Like again, he's just like what you say. All his songs is clear. I feel like the people that were singing on this album were perfectly fit in there. I really can't find anything to not give it a 10. So I guess I gotta give it a 10.
Everything litty, I love when it's
I'm
hot.
not even doing it like to be an ad. I'm not trying to make you drink. Seriously, like I can't figure it out.
I'm trying to contemplate my life right now.
So come on.
It's 5 shots in, 10:30. Gotta wake up
It's
at
okay.
6. Gotta drive. Gotta go to work.
We're gonna make it.
Gotta triage.
We're gonna make it.
Gotta diagnose.
Gotta take an Advil before you go to sleep. Call it a day. Come on.
All right. I don't want to cheers to you.
You don't want what?
I don't want to cheers to you.
Oh shit! What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
Because you changed your score. Like that's corny.
Brielle, but I don't.
I'ma still do it, but that's
whatever.
corny though. I'm just saying that's corny. now you can't find a reason. You found a reason. What was the reason the first time? You had a reason.
You want to know?
Yeah, I do.
I didn't want him to have too high of a score.
Why? You black on black crime. That's what he was talking about.
I don't know. I just didn't.
Black on black crime. Black people, we just
Subconsciously
crab in a barrel.
No, I'm giving him a great score, but I just didn't. Because this is on track to be the highest rated album we ever.
It's because you was holding out for Kendrick Lamar.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not holding out for nobody. I'm just listening to the music and reviewing it.
You holding out for Kendrick Lamar.
I know how you do.
I already told the motherfuckers I'm holding out for Rihanna and Beyonce. I already said that. Like, you know what I mean?
On to the next category, rhythm and flow. What'd you give for rhythm and flow?
I gave it a 10.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
Like, you done set yourself up for the bullshit. You should have just
Go
left
ahead.
it where it was at.
You just tell us why you gave it a 10.
Because the rhythm and flow was lit.
That's it?
L-I-T. So for rhythm and flow, I gave it a 10. I simply gave it a 10 because here we are again. Couldn't find a reason why to not give it a 10. Like, I feel like I would be a hater if I said that it was a flaw in his flow or those who were featured on the album. Usually I take it out on a feature. Couldn't even do that.
I said it's the entertainer. Said it's the entertainer.
Nope, didn't care.
Right.
Still went. Everything goes from the skits to the features. Everything goes. Everything fit perfectly. I honestly feel like, what is his sign? Alright, he had cancer.
Okay.
I thought it was a Gemini. Well,
Signs
anyway.
don't mean shit anyway, so let's just go.
Okay. I just feel like this was like, I appreciate when people take their time doing things. I don't know how long he was working on it. I don't, whatever. But I feel like I appreciate when you can tell when somebody actually
Put that work in.
right, and it's like well thought out. It's well, And I just feel like it was genuine to where he's at a time in his life. Maybe because I've seen a couple interviews before this or whatever. But I just feel like he put this out because this was something that he really wanted to do, and he didn't want to put it out unless it was absolutely like perfect in his eyes. And if it didn't come across as that to other people, then it just didn't. But I didn't feel like this was just something that he just put out to
have something out.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like this was
artists
something.
Be doing that shit for real.
Yeah, right.
A lot of rappers do that.
And I don't really, that's fine too, because, like a lot of young artists, like they need to get, their name out. They need to do like whatever. But I feel like at this point in his career, he's just like, no, I'm only doing like, this is what I want to do. This is what's going on. And I'm not doing what everybody else is doing. And I just feel like it was really, really, really well thought out, well executed, and then well planned.
Okay.
It all went together. Features.
Okay.
Ashley Sorrell. I want to marry her. That's my girlfriend. I don't know how she look. Pull her picture up.
Oh my god.
I bet she will.
For rhythm and flow, I gave it a 10 also.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
The flow was great throughout this whole thing, even though I feel like he didn't really mix up his flow that much. I feel like instead, you're right, and I feel like instead of that, he kind of just like got somebody else on the track that kind of like fit perfectly in, or gave like a different flow to the same beat, or something like that. Like especially like Kid Vicious, he had him on there, and I feel like he brought like a different type of flow to the beat. That maybe, I don't know, but like it as a project, this was just like really, really good. Perfectly thought out, perfectly A&R, like it just was really good.
Is he still on
as far as the flow of the whole album?
Is it still under Eminem? Is it still shady?
Yeah, I think so.
Shady,
so yeah, I gave it a 10. Let's go ahead and take these shots right quick. And, come on. All right, you don't want to do it.
No, all right, I'm ready.
I'm drinking it.
Let me pour it.
No.
I'm ready. I'm slowly dying.
Alright.
Almost out of apple juice.
Alright. Moving on to replay value. What'd you give for replay value?
A 9.
Okay.
I only gave it a 9 because I can't play that word. Because it's a white bitch in here. But I would have gave it a 10 if the content. You know what? I'm gonna play it tomorrow and see how it goes. But I only gave it a 9 because I like to hear ratchet stuff sometimes. So it was not one ratchet song on there. Yeah, it wasn't a ratchet. If it wasn't one ratchet song on there, I would have gave it a 10. I only needed one.
Yeah.
But since it wasn't, I gave it a 9. I only took 1 point off for that. That's really the only reason why I didn't give it a 10.
I give it an 8 for replay value. And it's just basically just, I don't know, I'm just not always into listening to like boom bap shit. Like, I mean, I love the music and I love the idea, and I know it took a lot of thought and everything to put this together, and I love that, and I appreciate it for that. But on like just every regular day business, like regular day, I just don't really want to listen to this. Like, it's a little too woke, like for everyday type shit. But I do fuck with it. I love the album. We're gonna go ahead and tally up these scores. Be right back with the final score. All right, we are back and we got the final score for you. Final score for Royce 5'9". The Allegory is gonna be a 9.7.
Air
Oh
horn.
my God. Do you see the fire coming off of this? Like, do you feel the flames? I was wondering why I was getting so fucking hot. I don't know if it was the shots or it was the album or what. I don't know, the heat. I don't know what it is. How'd y'all feel about this album? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget that the subscribe button. Don't forget that the like button. And don't forget to stay black. This album is letting you know to stay black.
You gotta take another shot.
For what?
Because this is our highest review.
Nah, we didn't make that fucking, nah, dude. You just making up shit as you go. All right, come on.
Don't just tip my glass like that and then my hand wasn't on it.
See y'all later.